Webcast. I'm Stephen A. Harris.
And I'm Julian Council. Let's get started with the quick hitters. The Celtics had a deal on the table with the Mavericks and the Hawks, which would have resulted in Paul Pierce going to Dallas and Josh Smith becoming a Celtic. However, the deal didn't go through when Boston held back because they didn't want to include a first-round pick in the deal. Looking back, did they make the right decision?
I think this was a completely foolish decision. For this season, it's okay because any chance they have at a run this season, they need to keep their team chemistry. But for the long run, it's stupid. Josh Smith is one of the best power forwards in the league, and their team is a group of 30-somethings or a bunch of young guys who don't really know how to do
I can agree with you, but I think right now, with Paul Pierce and the fact that Rajon Rondo is out with ACL, that the Celtics are trying to win right now. KG's getting old. But yes, down the line, they probably should have taken taken the pick with Josh Smith. But
right now is not their idea. That it shouldn't work because really they don't have that much of a chance of contending. They really should start thinking. Yeah. And Rondo and Josh Smith would be a deadly combination if they could get it to work.
I think they're all about winning right now.
Exactly. Some people in the NHL are calling for visors to be mandatory after Mark Stahl of the New York Rangers took a puck to the face last week. With hockey being such a physical sport, do you think this is fair or foul?
Fair, definitely. It's all about this player safety. I mean, it's happened plenty of times where guys got slashed, just masked. They need to do it because eventually someone is going to get severely injured.
I guess you could say that, but I'm going to go with foul only because this isn't the first time this has happened. Guys know what they're doing when they strap on the pads and they go on the ice. They already have the choice of wearing visors, so if they really wanted to wear the visors, they would be doing so now.
I know, but I get hockey's such a physical sport, but really player safety has to come in hand here. They really need to get player session going on. They need to talk about doing masks. I know many hockey players, they don't care. They don't wear mouthpieces. They like to lose teeth, but still, they really need to start looking
I think they should encourage them to wear masks more, but I don't think they should make it mandatory because they can wear it now if they want to.
Yeah. The designer of the Olympic golf courses in Rio has recently expressed frustration on TV this week due to the number of delays in the building of the courses, which must be ready in 2015. Since problems are already arising in golf in the Olympics, do you think it will succeed?
I don't think it will in the Olympics. They already have enough international tournaments in golf that it's not like there's a cry for it. And my problem with it is that I looked into it and I looked into the qualifying system and I don't really agree with it because the top 15 in the world qualify. The next 45 are based on your rankings if your country doesn't already have 2 representatives. That's a lot of the top players not getting in.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. I feel like it's going to be fine. You know, the Olympics, they were put in Rio for a reason. They're going to build world-class golf courses. It doesn't really matter who plays. It's still going to be golf. We're going to still have the top players playing in. And it's the Olympics. So it's going to be fine. But they'll figure it out.
Another problem is that golf is typically a richer sport. So some of the poorer countries won't have a chance to contend, which is what the Olympics are all about, giving all countries an equal chance to come.
Brazil has millions of dollars put in this project of the Olympics and in the World Cup when it comes up. They have millions of dollars spent for these golf courses.
But what about those countries who don't get a chance to compete? Then they're just kind of like, all right, well, I guess we'll just sit here and watch other people play golf while we don't get to cheer anybody on. It's not going to get popular, but not everyone's behind it.
I see where you're coming from.
Carl Crawford, the highly criticized outfielder, formerly with the Boston Red Sox, turned heads when he said that the Boston media, quote, loves it when you're miserable, end quote. Could this comment possibly affect future free agents coming to the Boston market?
It could. It just leaves that stigma like Philadelphia. It's a city of brotherly love in Philadelphia. Boston, tough sports cities to play in, There'll be some players who can't handle that type of market, like in New York with the Yankees and with the Knicks and in Boston with the Celtics too. I feel like it won't be that big of a deal because it is the Red Sox, but really there can be some players who will be weary of going up to Boston.
I do agree that it won't be a problem because Boston sports demand a lot. All 4 of those major sports succeed a lot. And when you don't put on a big stage, you really can't expect to not be criticized. Carl Crawford underperformed in Boston with a team that demanded a lot, that's been winning a lot lately and didn't. So you have to expect that you're going to get criticized as highly as he did.
But he knew what he was getting into when he went to Boston.
Right. So I don't think his comments are really going to affect that much when a small market guy who went big market and failed, it didn't work out. So he shouldn't expect it.
Exactly. Well, that's all the time we have for this block, but when we return, Tim Krause and Ben Greenberg will be joining to go over the NHL deadline. Stay tuned.